Well, we've come to the end of our time for today. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks all you
Thank
folks
you.
out there.
Yeah. Good
Thanks,
night.
Keith. Take care.
Good night out there.
We have our friend Gary Johnson from the Program for Assistive Technology at the Center for Disabilities and Development with us tonight. And we're going to start a new segment of the shows featuring assistive technology. Tonight, primarily, Gary is going to be showing different things with the... Take it away, Gary.
Well, I'm happy to do that. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I work at the Iowa Program for Assistive Technology based at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics. And I'm fortunate to be covered by a grant that allows me to travel the state and do presentations to various disability groups around the state. A couple of examples would be brain injury support groups, Parkinson's, do a fair amount of educational offerings with teachers, special education, support systems. There's just a whole realm, and it kind of runs in cycles. There will be groups that are interested, and I get to go out and work with them. Just as a little bit of background about the Iowa Program for Assistive Technology, there are a number of areas that we get involved in. We have a disability resource library at the University of Iowa, hospitals and clinics, and without equipment. We work closely with Easter Seals, where they clean, refurbish, and loan equipment, assistive technology equipment. I want to say, just checking my notes here, that between Easter Seals and the used equipment services, they saved Iowans $7 million last year over purchasing new. So it's a tremendous resource for lots of people. We have, similar to Craigslist website, where people can list items, where from a adapted van to bathroom equipment to home modifications, you name it, all kinds of things. So what I have in front of me today is an iPad. And those came out, and it didn't really trip my trigger initially, the tablet type of computer. But when the iPad 2 came out and you could purchase, well, actually it's free, a program called Naturally Speaking, I was interested. And the reason I was interested in is I have a condition where I just can't keyboard. I don't know what it is. I call it dyslexia, but that's a whole spectrum. It affects the output of my hands. And so keyboarding has never been anything I could do other than one finger, which for those of us who one finger, that's a little bit embarrassing. Well, the iPad 2 came out, and you could get Dragon Naturally Speaking, which was a software program I first heard of several years ago on a PC. And what that allows you to do is speak, and it converts it to text. Well, I had that on a laptop, and that worked really quite well for me. But it's a complicated program to learn, and it requires equipment. And just to get it on and up and running, it's a several minute process to get your computer booted up, to get the program booted up, to get the headphone on. Terry, you use that program on occasion, correct? On a daily basis. So I was excited when the iPad 2 came out in this a couple of years ago, and that was an option. But then April last year, that's 2012, the iPad 3 came out. And it had a little button on the keyboard right next to the space bar. See this little button with the microphone? Well, anytime you push that button and speak into the microphone, which is located here on the edge of an iPad, guess what? Your words can be converted to text wherever your cursor is. So the iPad 2, you could do it, but it went into a box, and then you had to cut and paste whatever was in that box into your document, letter, form, whatever. With this, it is simply kind of like point and shoot. Do a real brief demonstration. See my cursor at the end of the document? New paragraph. The speaker is right over at the side of the iPad. period. So that is why I am directing my voice towards it, period. In my office, comma, I just leave it on my desk and speak normally, period. It will pick that up. Let's see what we're going to get and how close it got to being correct. Yeah, the speaker's right over at the side of the iPad. It got that. So that is why I am see it underlined correcting, and I said directing. So if I touch it, because it's underlined, see, it wasn't sure, so it just gave me the option of what it could be. And if I touch directing, it corrects it immediately, directing my voice towards it. The rest of it is all correct. So this happens to be a note feature on the iPad, which is kind of like a blank piece of paper. Now, if you wanted to do a email, let's just try that one real quick. I'm opening up my email. Terry Cunningham and I exchanged a number of emails just in regards to today. So this is actually Terry Cunningham, and I'm going to respond to Terry. If you look here, touch the reply box. See where my cursor is? It's right there at the top of the screen. Again, I'm going to go to my microphone button down here. Hi Terry, comma, new paragraph. I would to work with you today, period. I think it would be very interesting to demonstrate this on public access television, period. Let's see, it got the name correct. I would be glad to work with you today is correct. I think it would be very interesting to demonstrate this on public access television. It didn't capitalize public access. Let's see if I can do that. I would be interested in doing this on public access television, period. If you can't see that, sorry about the flash on the screen, that's light reflection, but I think it got it 100%. Now let's talk about the people who use the iPad, the speech recognition feature like this. Well, someone like myself, very interested in this. Who are some of the other people that I've worked with that have an interest in doing this? Well, some real success stories that I've had working with people are individuals with cerebral palsy. That's a whole spectrum too. You do have to have the proper diction to be able to work with this. But if they get the words right, there's a tremendous incentive to slow down, increase your speech patterns so that they work very well with the iPad.